Why are you laughing?
It's just...
I look like a clown.
It's the color.
I'm basically a crossing guard. You got my whistle, my stop sign?
Come here. Give me a kiss.
I love you.
I love you.
What's it been like, Mark, you and Peter working together, and what did this film mean to you as a Boston native?
Well, obviously, you know, there's a huge amount of responsibility. You know, that's my home. I pride myself on being able to go back there and hold my head high. And, you know, if we didn't get it right, they certainly hold me accountable. But, you know, I knew that Pete was the right guy for this movie and telling the story, and I wanted to kind of introduce him to my home and to meet these amazing people. It's such a small community, and everybody knew somebody who was directly affected by this. And working with Pete, you know, it took us a long time. We both share the same agent, and he was trying to get us together for a long time. And for whatever reason, I think we were both a little reluctant. And then when I finally committed to making Lone Survivor, I fell in love with him and told him, you know, anything, anytime.
For a variety of reasons, Mark and I think are both drawn to, you know, we keep joking we want to make like a love story in the south of France with a boy and a girl and a bottle of Bordeaux, and we end up making movies like Lone Survivor or Deepwater or now this one, which was just the most intense experience of my life. And you know, Mark taking me into this community, which is still very raw in many ways, you know, as are we, I think, as a country, still raw from these you know, continual acts of violence. For Mark to kind of take the lead and say, we're going to tell your story, and we're going to do it with respect, and we're going to really do everything we can to look you in the eye when you see the film and feel that we got it right. For Mark to do that took a lot of guts, and he is feeling pressure on this one.
Clock is ticking. The world is watching. The suspect seen on the surveillance cameras. 2 bombers.
We gotta find these guys before they do this to someone else.
What was that like, you know, being at home and doing that role of that officer and in that time?
It's extremely emotional, and it was a bit nerve-wracking, you know, because we're trying to tell a story that was well over 100 hours, the incident, and to cram it into 2 hours and make sure that we kind of tell the story the best way, and also show you a story and a side of the story that you really didn't see through the news and the media.
Because that's how most of us, we followed it on cable in almost real time, but these are real, I mean, I think we forget this in these tragedies. They're real people with families and lives, and they're working 25 hours a day, and they've got people at home who wonder if they're going to get shot at.
You know, for a while we kind of debated it back and forth that it was too soon, but then we realized with all the stuff that's going on in the world, if you look at Orlando, or you look at Paris, you look at everywhere all over the world, it's really not soon enough, because this is a message about love and hope and people coming together, and that's an extremely important message that we need to get out there, and I think the entire world is really going to be able to relate to that.